like playing away, bro.
Watch out, maybe they got trapped. I told you.
Okay, so the first thing, that guy's right. Doesn't matter what elo it is, even in my elo, especially now with the new meta, Junkrats put traps right in the door. Or there's some sort of sim turrets around the door, or there's a toward turret on the side. This is really, really common, so try to make it a habit of either going through a door on the side, maybe the left or right one, or looking in the floor or on the sides before you go out. It doesn't matter what character it is, it's just a common habit to have at this point, just because of the strats that people employ in comp. So now you saw the fire strikes and you saw the nades. So I like that you hung out there for a second to wait to see if there'd be more spam. That's a good idea. If you want to do that a little better, we know Junkrat has 5 nades, right? So after you count 5, you know for a fact you can go in. Though he only shot 2 for some reason, which was strange. You could have reflected that fire strike. Being up here is a good idea, generally, instead of just poking shield. Genji's DPS is very low, right? Each shuriken does 28 damage, so you're better off doing something like this, right? Abusing your mobility, going up to the high ground, and poking people up above. You should be more hesitant here because they have a Junkrat, and you saw that nade could have actually hit you. But yeah, after, with the standard rank comp, you reflect the fire strike, and then you go up to a place where you can poke and actually do damage and build your ult charge. Let me see that again. So here, I don't think you knew how much health she had. Your dash only does 50 damage, and that's your only method of escape when you get the reset. So you typically want to only dash people who are low to confirm a kill, right? You typically want to do it with a shuriken, with the right click as well. Right click then dash them. Because if you dash and you don't get the kill confirm, you're screwed. You're going to die. Let's see if you do. You don't. Your team actually managed to kill them really fast. Your ferret cleaned up. So you have a reset right now. You're low, and you're kind of in the bad spot. You're up 2. We'll see what happens. There was a lot you could have done there, right? You saw it coming. You had a lot of time. You could have dashed to the right. Could have dashed anywhere, really. You didn't. Your reflect missed. So, what are you gonna do? Now I believe you guys have 4 picks, so you should be going into a 1 fight pretty much. And that's 5. That's 6. You didn't really do anything here. I'll be honest. Your team seemed to just like projectile spam that to death. So, there you go. Again, you dashed in to initiate, but he's full health. You're not gonna kill him, especially if he's getting healed by Mercy, right? You want to use dash to finish off people that are already low. They can be low for whatever reason, whether it's your own shurikens or someone else. But that's the main thing Genji can do. He can get in and out and confirm a kill really easily. That and his ultimate are what makes this character. So you wanna use that to its fullest ability. You had reflect up. You could have blocked that. It looks like your team actually might lose this. Well, probably will lose this because of the sim teleporter. No one went for the TP.
Alright, what's going on there?
Yeah, I got 1500 damage and 4 elimination.
Again, let me see that one more time. Again, you have no idea how much health any of these people have. So, obviously you're not going for the kill confirm, you're trying to do damage. Try to do damage first, or shift into people who are weak, or else you're just gonna die with no escapes. Reflect saves you for like a second, right? You have to be more... Your decision making and when to go in and when not needs a lot of work.
Like, I got nano.
Who you reflected here in front of the Mercy, but she's healing Junkrat. So who are you reflecting damage from, right? The only people you could reflect damage from there would be, I guess, the Junkrat behind you, but he's behind you, so reflex not going to apply. Maybe from this angle, but he's not paying attention. So.
I'm ready to use my ultimate, but it's up to you. I mean,
That was good aim on the Mercy. She seemed to just ignore you completely, but I mean, hey, you got her. All of these people are just ignoring you, man. Hey, still reload.
You gotta make this hard.
That's fast to get nanos out.
That was better. You shurikened him a couple times, so he was low when you dashed. It still seems like you need to figure out when you can confirm, right? Like once you play Genji enough, you get a feel for how little health they have, and you can just dash and finish. But that was a much better engaged than what you had been before. He just stood there for a second. What? What? Wait, hold on. He like hung out and like just looked. That was very strange.
Oh, just made it.
So, this tire is useless, just so you know. Even if someone dies to this, people typically don't engage until the door opens. So even if he gets a kill here, it doesn't matter. The cart's still gonna move. So don't sweat it if you die. And no one even died. There you go.
That's
So you're getting hit by sim turn, so you're low, and now you're dashing in. So now no one's here with you, so you're alone behind enemy lines with 150 HP and no dash. Let's see where this goes. In front of a Hanzo.
watch over some extra.
That was a very slow reflect, but given the elo, I'd say it was a good reflect because he shot into it anyway. That was a good kill.
Alright, so I'm 50%.
So you saw Symmetra, you hear teleporter, so she knows she has it right next to everyone. It doesn't seem like your team has noticed, even though she's right there and there's a big audible noise in her direction. But the best thing to do right now would be to go for Symmetra. Even if you ult the freaking thing, getting rid of that TP would be huge. Just ignoring the Symmetra. She's managed to kill your Ana. She died before. She died too, but I mean, if the TP stays up, this is not going to be good.
I'm swapping.
Okay, TP's down, but I mean, it seemed like they were just wiping your team and you ignored it, going for the soldier who dropped down to finish off your team anyway.
I saw 17%.
Now the fight's lost, right? Most of your team's dead. No one's here with you anymore. The fight's over. You should probably just get out, but we'll see what happens. You decide to solo ult. It is now like a 1v5. Get Mercy, and you die. The fight was already lost. By killing the Mercy when no one's here is a waste. You just wasted your ultimate. Try to use your sword to swing the tide of a battle. Say it's 6v6, nothing's happened yet. If you were to use your sword and get a key pick on the Mercy then, that'd be pretty huge, right? If it's a 5v6 where your team only has 5 people, using the sword could turn the tides to your advantage again if you get 1 or 2 key kills. But using it now when no one's here, you're just going to die with it, and even if you do get a kill, then what's going to happen? There's still 5 other people or 4 other enemies on the cart. It's not like it's going to make a difference, right?
I just want to play yellow.
I'm ready to initiate self-destruct sequence. I am moving with the payload.
But now because of that tire, Mercy and Junkrat are dead. So it's a 4v6 right now if you guys group up, but it could work out. You can actually jump that wall. I'm not sure if you know that, but you can. You just double jump and wall climb it. It wouldn't have been a good idea, but I mean, just letting you know.
I stabbed him.
The enemy team's like 3 down right now, so it should be in your favor. Okay, I was about to comment about the turrets. Yeah, you noticed them good. You could have gotten the Hanzo. He was within dash range, I'm pretty sure. You could have gotten both of them, but I mean, at least you got one right. There you go. You were not going to kill a Symmetra who's getting pocketed by Mercy. And again, you dashed into 3 people. The odds of you killing one of these people is very low. The Mercy at most is the one you have the highest chance to kill. And that's provided these 2 don't just turn around and kill you. Right? Symmetra's beam goes through your reflect. You can reflect Reinhardt's shield, but it's not like you kill him. So you're probably going to die here.
Hey, I go top with Pharaoh.
There you go. That seems to be the main thing. Like, I keep repeating it because it's the most important thing. With Genji, you dash in to confirm a kill for the most part. Or you just keep getting resets to snowball. You don't dash to engage, almost ever. Unless you have a coordinated Winston or something where you're diving someone. Don't do that.
I'm running for that.
Yeah, it's a very lost fight.
Hey, and fall back or hide.
Group up here.
And they have a Pharaoh. Now we hit
Oh,
me
they
the
got
east
Fox.
end. That's not ours. Alright, hey, one of y'all defenses. Can y'all aim? That's number 1.
So, let me go back to...
That's not ours.
Right here, he's not moving, right? When you right click, only one of your shurikens go in a straight line. So even if you get that headshot, that's 56 damage. If you left click, you just aim at his head and left click, you're going to get 3 shurikens that each do 56 damage. That's what? 150... 168, I think. That's a lot of damage. Then you can just dash him and he's dead, right?
Alright, hey, one of y'all
Okay, Symmetra's here. She teleported in front of her spawn for some reason.
defenses. Can y'all aim? That's
Good kill. You're low. Now, you have 2 choices here. You can dash to the right door, because there's a Mega there to heal up. You almost have sword. Maybe you could poke someone that's on the other side, get your sword, make a big play. Because Mercy's already dead, right? They're 2 down right now. Or you can go to the left and try to push your luck and kill the junk, because he's also low and you have a dash, right? He probably isn't going to pick up the mini considering the CeeLo. Either way, just ignoring the guy with the grenade launcher and the mines to your left is a bad idea. You're not going to kill the teleporter in time. There you go.
I'm swapping it. I'm swapping it. Fuck me.
Though you probably shouldn't even worry about that TP, to be honest. It's helping them gain like what, 10 feet of extra ground. I guess they put it down because the cart's right there, but it's pretty bad.
They've got a teleporter somewhere.
Genji, where are you? I can honor it.
Hanging up.
I would like to have a chance I could shoot at people up in the air, so you could help me out, you know, with the
So the enemy team's I think 3 down now, and you're 1 down. So it's like what, a 5v3, 5v4. You guys can win this if you just push up.
Discord and healing, but you can't really do that.
Okay, your team's coming, but I mean, you didn't check to see where they were, so you kind of just went in on your own, and you got killed for it.
Pharaoh down, Pharaoh down.
Oh, push it.
Ouch.
Okay. I can go off share them.
That's a good call out. Generally, people calling out the people that are behind, especially dangerous people who can have a lot of bursts like Junkrat. That's a good idea.
I'm reporting the payload.
The enemy team's up 1, which I would generally say you could sword to change the tides, but not in this case. They might still have that TP, and their spawn is just right next to the cart, while you guys have to make a big trek. So I would just leave, to be honest.
Alright, we have nano blades, but you don't have
At that point, you were in a good spot to just leave, to be honest. The enemy DPS for Farah and Junkrat, the odds of them hitting you from that far, if you wall climbed the bridge and just left, would have been pretty low. You probably should have just left.
I'm ready to initiate self-destruct sequence.
Who's healing you? Oh my god.
Nice.
everyone on the ground is dead beside that Pharaoh.
Kill the Mercy.
So that Junkrat tower was huge. And you didn't have reflect, so you probably should have used your dash to escape the Farah. And by escape the Farah, I mean just getting farther away from her, right? She shoots rockets. So if you're farther away, you can kind of dodge the rockets, right? If she's right in your face, you can't. So you probably should have just right-click, dashed, and just moved away. Keep flicking her, but don't just eat rockets.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock.
Genji, how are you? I can honor you.
There we go. Okay, this is the last fight. You need to do like some clutch play to actually have any chance. So this was a good time to sword. I'll give you that.
I'm dead. No, I can honor you. I'm dead.
So
I'm dead.
good kill. Good 2 kills. You see Farah on the right. You can go in front of her to reflect the rockets, or you can just sword her since she's probably not going to turn around. But instead you dash into the rockets,
No, I can
and then you go for a no one else.
honor you. I'm dead.
And then you just move in front of 2 projectile spammers. Keep in mind that after you use the sword, there is a short animation where he's putting it back in its sheath, and you can't do anything during it. I think you got killed exactly when you were doing that.
No, we're not gonna get it. We won't have enough healing.
C9.
We need a second healer. But no one wanted to swap to his can or actually.
Score 1-0.
That's me.
Switching sides.
And but
I will simulate our upcoming mission.
what the fuck?
Alright.
Put a shield down.
No, they have a Pharaoh.
So that Junkrat was out of position, really. Because, I mean, your healers are... It's you and I think...
Put a shield down.
Your healers are you and Mercy. Mercy can't really jump there. The bridge, the cobblestones that outline that bridge are deceptively high. So seeing a character up there is actually pretty hard. I guess you could have had heals on and been with him on the right side. But I mean, he just seemed to be in a bad spot in general.
No, they have a Pharaoh.
Especially because he's Junkrat. He could just, with his arc, just shoot behind the Orisa shield for free. He doesn't necessarily have to go up there, right? Yeah, so I mean, I guess you could have gone up to heal him, but he also just got bursted. Yeah, you're fine.
I'm getting focused by the
There.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Got him. Hop in.
Yeah, so if you see you're in a spot like that, you're out in the open, there's a DPS character going for you, and you're generally high health already, just use speed so you can leave faster, right? This is still reeler, so I don't expect you to know like the wall riding, have it intuitive, but I mean, yeah, just turn on speed and just get out of there, you know. Also, whenever like you saw the choking phase where no one in your team's really taking any damage, just keep it on speed, especially when they had that shift from the choke over to point. If you turn on speed, it would happen a lot faster, and your team would be more prepared to deal with it, with the coming enemies, especially because it's Orisa, right? Orisa needs to move in order to deploy her shield in a good spot, so if she was sped up, she could have had more time to prepare and do this.
I'm about
You booped Reinhardt into your soldier, so it was easy for him to kill him.
He dead. Oh shit, I survived that shit. I'm dead though.
He's dead though. If he had res, that would have been fantastic.
We need to defend the objective.
You're taxing, I like that.
The Tracer's on me, I can't come to
You can use your wall ride tier to get there faster.
They're taking the point. Time to get some kills.
Fuck.
The fight's lost, do not go in there. Nice.
Alright. They only have one healer. They only have Zen for a healer. Remember that. They have a lot of damage on their team, so they gotta be careful. Definitely ain't go 1v6 against them.
What the hell?
I would
Cover.
Gotta use wall rides, my man. I don't think you've done it once, and it's essential to Lucio play. He's one of the fastest moving characters in the game. When he uses it.
I got the
You see your Mercy alone up there, and the color indicator tells you she's low, and she's shooting. So that means someone's probably on her.
freak dead.
Ouch.
Shit.
Yeah, the Pharah was shooting her for free. You probably should have went up there to help her, either by healing or by speeding. She shouldn't have been up there by herself to begin with. Should have like dropped down to where the team is. But I mean, you gotta help out when you can, right? Especially because she's the main healer. Because now your whole team has to run on Lucio heals, which is pretty low. And everyone's dead. You could have switched to speed there to get out of the bomb's radius faster.
Alright guys, we need to group up. 3 people dead. One alive right now. Let me add the front. The diesel.
Oh, let's break it. Turn. Push
This is actually a decent beat. I think you're down on numbers and you have to stop the snowball. But unfortunately with the support ults, you use it and you just hope your team capitalizes to push in with it. Did he just shatter in front of the Orisa shield? So you could have at least tried to boop him from, like, say the side to see if you can push him off the map. Here you know you won the fight, but there's still stragglers on the enemy team, so you could switch to speed, because you see your Diva's about to chase the baby, so you can have an easier time of just catching her and killing her. And that works too.
Tracer behind me.
So you use her to call out from your Mercy. One of Lucio's biggest jobs is to peel for the main healer. She just said Tracer's on her. You should probably speed over to her and turn on the heals and just shoot the Tracer, harass her, get her away from your main healer. Instead you just ignored the call and you get charged. And the Tracer somehow fell off the map anyway. So yeah, you get fragged, but I mean your team's up on numbers, so they should win this. Yeah, there we go.
My ultimate is almost ready. My ultimate is almost ready.
Nice. Turn speed on so you can get back to your team faster. There you go. Now wall ride for extra credit. Oh no, not that way. Not that way.
Hey, watch out.
You're Lucio, right? So your DPS is very low. The odds of you killing anyone here is incredibly low. So you use your gun primarily to build ult charge and to potentially peel or confirm kills, right? By shooting them here, all you're doing is gaining a minuscule amount of ult charge and also saying, hey enemy team, I am a Lucio who's alone. Come shoot me.
I need healing. I need healing.
Damn it.
I got 1 health and I'm dead.
So even before Pharah Barrage, a lot of your team was low on health. That's because Mercy had to heal everyone on her own, because Lucio was out by himself. Here you could have used your wall riding mechanic to just dance around the cart to contest for a bit while your team was spawning back. They're probably not going to be able to.
Push the soldier, come on.
GG's. Yeah, so mostly it seems to be, aside from the standard things in Silver Elo, like aim and general game awareness, At least specifically for the characters you played. For Genji, the most important thing is knowing when to dash, right? Dash in to confirm kills. Just try that to begin with. Use your shift when you have to leave. You're in a bad spot, or use it to kill someone that's really low. That should be the first thing you should try to do. And then the second thing is probably use your sword to tip the tides of the fight. Not when a fight's lost, not when a fight's already won, but when you don't know where it's going to go, use it to try and tip it in your favor. Those are the two main things you should probably do, at least just in terms of Genji. For any character in general, I would say get better aim, better awareness, but that just comes with time, I'd say. With Lucio, turn on speed when your team's not taking a lot of damage and they're moving around somewhere. Turn on heals when a bunch of people are low and amp up, and then turn it back to speed. Though if, like with the Ariza comp that I saw, everyone's just standing there, then I guess just keeping heals works, but yeah. And also, trying to make it as if your wall riding mechanics is second nature. Like you'll see a bunch of high level Lucios are just jumping around everywhere. Probably too much in my opinion, but they at least do it a lot because they understand Lucio is very slippery. Him not dying is very important. It's very easy to not die as Lucio if you know how to wall ride. And it also gets you around a lot faster. So that should be the main thing. Knowing when to speed, knowing when to heal and amp, and knowing when to wall ride. Alright. Hope that helped.